Dr. Stephanie K from Outside the Box. This is my first Unveiling the Spirit post on all of my platforms. For those of you who don't know, my business, which I am a certified life and relationship coach, and my business for that coaching is called Unveiling the Spirit. And so weekly, I try to put out an Unveiling the Spirit post in which I unveil the Spirit about contemporary topics, everyday issues, and personal struggles. And so what I also do with this platform is answer questions that anybody submits to me. I can answer questions about life in general as a life coach, of course, relationship questions, and also biblical or scriptural based questions. So if you guys want to submit a question to me and you want me to include it in my weekly Unveiling the Spirit post, you can do that with the link above this, the link that should be above this post. But this is, again, Unveiling the Spirit. And today, what I want to unveil the Spirit about is a topic that I'm going to be discussing on a free and live masterclass coming up this Saturday on my podcast with Dr. Reverend James Tan, where we will be discussing how to live in the Spirit. And so, of course, we're going to save all the juicy stuff for the masterclass, but I wanted to touch on something today that I think a lot of people miss about living in the Spirit. And that's just how confusing it could be. I mean, especially when you're trying to live according to God's standards and principles instead of just making up your own. There are so many people nowadays that say and do things in the name of spirituality without connecting it to God or a higher being for that matter, that if we're not careful about how we define spirituality, we can easily get caught up in the newest trends, the newest fads, this new age ideology that actually lacks the substance and direction that our spirit actually needs. So for Christians, living in the Spirit should mean living according to the principles and deeper meaning behind life that was established by God, and not simply by our five senses. But just like our five senses, how they have to be nurtured and grown in order to process life on a very, very basic level, our spiritual sense has to be nurtured and grown as well. And that's basically what I want to get at, is that our spiritual sense has to be cultivated with time and effort. It includes failures and blunders and everything else, just like it took time for us to learn how to use our five senses. A lot of the times we don't remember those things because we learn how to do them as children. But when you consider the fact that many of us go more than half of our lives or a large chunk of our lives being spiritually dead or not using that spiritual sense, it makes sense that it's going to take some blunders and failures and pitfalls for us to learn how to exercise our spiritual muscles accurately. So don't beat yourself up if you're confused, if you made mistakes, if you don't understand and things like that. And of course, you can tune in Saturday to the masterclass that I'm going to be doing with Dr. Reverend James Tan, where he's going to go into this in much more detail. But growing your spiritual sense and understanding how to use your spiritual sense and then applying the information that you gain through those senses, just like with your five senses, is really going to help you live according to the way that God intended us to live. So that's it for my Unveiling the Spirit. And you guys tune in next Wednesday when I will post the next one. And I'm not sure what the topic is going to be on that yet, but tune in next Wednesday when I post the next one. And I hope to catch you guys Saturday at 12 p.m. for my free live masterclass on how to live in the Spirit with Dr. Reverend James Tan. See you guys then, and you have a good day.